Today, we will continue the third part of the story of the most famous genius. Newton's paper would now have to be reviewed by the curator of experiments at the Royal Society, Robert Hooke. Hooke was a highly respected natural philosopher and inventor, famous for his drawings of insects, lice, and houseflies seen through his homemade microscope. Hooke would judge the credibility of Newton's theory of light and color. I have perused Mr. Newton's discourse about colors and refractions, and I was pleased with the niceness and curiosity of his observations. However, regarding his hypothesis on solving the phenomena of colors, I cannot see any undeniable argument to convince me of its certainty. Robert Hooke Newton regretted ever permitting his paper to be published, feeling a sense of retreat and fear of criticism. His deepest instincts reflected a profound fear that his thoughts and discoveries would be exposed to criticism. Newton never married and was known to have no relations with women, leading to a sense of paranoia and isolation. Newton's alchemical studies went beyond his scientific abilities, inspiring him towards seemingly magical transformations. His intuition led him to describe transformations akin to Einstein's mass-energy equivalence theory, E equals mc squared, showing a deep understanding of the interconvertibility of matter and energy. Newton believed ancient cultures understood the Earth and comets' orbits around the Sun, recognizing God's power shaping the universe. He saw himself as the last great mind, bridging ancient knowledge and modern understanding, aiming to reveal profound truths to humanity. In 1684, Newton, an obscure academic, experienced a turning point when Edmund Halley visited him. Halley inquired about planetary motion, to which Newton immediately responded with the correct answer, an ellipse, based on his calculations. This encounter marked a significant moment in the history of astronomy. All these events shaped Newton's legacy as a scientist, alchemist, and mystic, showcasing the complexity and depth of his contributions to human knowledge. Newton was particularly intrigued by this challenge because Robert Hooke had been unable to solve it. This presented an opportunity to definitively determine who the best mathematician truly was. Occasionally, Newton would stroll around his garden, lost in thought. Then, abruptly halting, he would pivot, sprint back up the stairs like an inspired Archimedes, shouting, "Eureka!" Component placement, and begin writing fervently at his standing desk, eschewing the need for a chair. I must understand this thoroughly before unveiling my findings, he resolved. For over 2 years, Newton toiled tirelessly, drawing upon all his past discoveries. He wasn't satisfied with merely proposing possible explanations. He sought the ultimate understanding. I persisted in my pursuit until the first glimmers gradually unfolded into full clarity, Newton reflected. The culmination of his efforts was a mathematical framework elucidating how forces govern motion, Newton's 3 laws of motion. Every object remains at rest or in uniform motion unless acted upon by an external force. The change in motion is directly proportional to the applied force and occurs in the direction of that force. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. These laws comprehensively elucidated the mechanics of motion, yet Newton intuited an unseen force guiding the planets in their orbits. Drawing from his alchemical studies, where he contemplated ethereal influences permeating space, Newton postulated these influences as forces. He deduced that these forces operated remotely, spanning space to interconnect all things. The Sun exerts gravitational pull on Jupiter and the other planets. Jupiter, in turn, influences its moons, and likewise, all planets exert gravitational forces upon one another. Newton's pivotal insight was realizing that the force governing celestial bodies also operated on Earth, gravity. This force, binding everything in the cosmos, was the culmination of Newton's quest for a unifying cosmic power, blending mysticism with mathematics. Gravity accounts for the terrestrial phenomena, from raindrops falling to rivers flowing towards the sea. to the moon's orbit around the Earth and the Earth's orbit around the sun, Newton, just one of the billions of stars in our Milky Way galaxy, envisioned the vastness of the cosmos. Beyond, another galaxy orbited amidst the 200 trillion stars of the Virgo supercluster, all bound together by the invisible thread of gravity. Why label him a magician? Newton perceived the universe as an enigma, a mystery waiting to be unraveled. He believed that by applying pure thought to the mystical clues scattered by God throughout the world, one could embark on a philosopher's treasure hunt. In the realm of genius, he distinguished between the ordinary and the magical. Ordinary genius's feats, once understood, seem achievable with increased intellect. Magicians, on the other hand, bewilder even after comprehension, their actions shrouded in mystery. Newton belonged to this latter category, a conjurer of ideas seemingly plucked from thin air. In 1687, Newton unveiled his masterpiece, the Principia, a 500-page tome brimming with intricate calculations, diagrams, and profound words on the mathematical principles of natural philosophy. The select few who grasped Newton's mathematical prowess marveled at the Principia, hailing it as a divine work elevating human reason to unprecedented heights. His meticulous calculations not only enabled the precise prediction of celestial motions, but also demystified comets and eclipses, explained tides, determined structural stability, and facilitated the design of aircraft and rockets by quantifying forces and motion. The Newtonian era dawned, ushering in an age where the laws of physics transformed the world. However, amidst accolades came controversy. Robert Hooke once again disputed Newton's claim to the theory of universal gravitation, igniting a debate that echoed through the corridors of scientific history. I conceived the revelation behind the celestial motions, a discovery to which Mr. Newton, nor any other, can rightfully lay claim. This I now perceive as one of the most monumental breakthroughs in natural history. While it is acknowledged that Hooke and Halley were also delving into similar realms of inquiry, the collective efforts of these minds played a role in paving the path for Newton's remarkable findings. Newton, though acknowledging his debt to those who preceded him, notably disassociated himself from Hooke. "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants," he proclaimed. This statement, often interpreted as a subtle jab at Hooke's stature, encapsulates Newton's acknowledgement of his intellectual lineage. Newton's reluctance to share credit for his discoveries was evident in his rejection of Hooke's assertions. He dismissed Hooke as a deficient mathematician, incapable of comprehending the intricate calculations involved. "He does nothing but feign and grasp at concepts beyond his grasp," Newton remarked, suggesting that Hooke should admit his limitations rather than lay unfounded claims.
If you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to receive all the new updates. If you would like us to talk about other personalities, write to us in the comments.